The players on the right here, if you are wondering, are players who I do not expect to play, either because they have played too many minutes, the players in white, and need some rest, or because they are blatantly injured, the players in red. Now, before I actually get into my lineup here for the Tottenham game, let me explain why this lineup. And to do so, I'm gonna need to use the Bournemouth lineup as well. So this is something that I'm expecting against Bournemouth with Nunez and Savio playing again. Of course, Nunez and Savio are racking up minutes now, so that's why I doubt that they'll play against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. Now, I'm expecting Gundogan to probably play, Kovacic and Lewis. Kovacic and Lewis have played a lot of minutes. They need some rest. Gundogan has not played as much, so I think it's fine for him to start. O'Reilly, also fine for him to start, he barely plays. Then for Foden, I'll get into that last. Walker of course played almost no minutes yet, he can play. Now Gvardiol has played the most minutes of anyone on the pitch. But I have him being rested here in the Bournemouth game by Aki. Potentially coming on as a substitute if we need him, but realistically we should be able to bridge Bournemouth without Gvardiol. So in this game I have Aki playing rather than Gvardiol. And then in this game Gvardiol can play together with Aki because okay, it's starting to get a lot for Gvardiol. But I think just one more game before then giving him some rest for maybe a week or two. I think that is fine. I think that is manageable. I don't have Stones starting in either game because I don't think it's worth risking him in this game, and I don't think he's the best player to start, frankly, in the Bournemouth game. But it is possible that we do have Stones starting here instead of maybe Gvardiol and then Aki on the left, or maybe instead of Braithwaite or something like that. That's all impossible to guess, so that's up to Pep Guardiola. But this is the closest thing possible that I can guess here for this game's lineup. I don't think we'll be playing into regular shape where we regularly have our fullback, inverting like what Rico Lewis does. The reason why is because neither Aki nor Walker are proficient at this. We could potentially have Gvardiol inverting and then Gundogan pushing up, and then we could maybe have something like this. I mean, that could work. It depends on who the left winger is, because the left wing itself has to be comfortable with covering that ground that is left behind by Gvardiol. And if it's an academy player, I'm not quite sure if they will be capable of doing that. So for that reason, I'm going to predict a lineup like this. It's going to be a bit more defensive. We're going to have a double pivot. We're going to probably sit in our own half for most of it and try to counter with fast 9 Foden. Now Foden, I said I'd get back to. Why does Foden start? It's because he'll not play 60 minutes in both of these games. He'll probably get max 60 minutes because De Bruyne is back from injury. He probably isn't fit enough to play a whole 90 minutes, but he can play 30 minutes. So we can bring on De Bruyne for Foden, and then let's say we take Foden off, McAtee goes into the false 9, De Bruyne becomes the attacking midfielder. And in this game, well, they just exchange position, isn't it? So we can easily rotate Foden in the next 2 games, and then if De Bruyne is feeling fit enough, we could potentially have De Bruyne play in that Brighton game that is coming up as well after the game against Bournemouth. But there is a Champions League fixture between that, I believe. Yes, against Sporting. So we'll see about that. There's still a bit of difficulty there with the squad and depth, but we do have Grealish supposedly coming back within a week or 2 weeks. Doku should not be injured that long. Oscar Bob will not come back until somewhere in January or February, so we will have to wait a bit for him. But that is my predicted lineup here. If I'm being honest, I do not think Man City beats Tottenham, because Tottenham knows we're gonna play the kids, and there is no way that Ange Postecoglou does not roll out his strongest lineup for this game. If Ange does not get this win over the line, I know that I'm talking about Tottenham now rather than Man City, but surely, if Ange cannot beat Man City's youth academy, he should be sacked. So, there is absolutely no way that we win this game, if I'm being very honest. we will sit deep. We will hope on a lucky game. We'll hope on some luck. We'll hope that we can counter them, that we can score a goal, and that we can defend them out, and that poor finishing will prevent Tottenham from beating us. That's realistically not going to happen. So I like the Carabao Cup. I like the competition. I like winning it. Every trophy is a trophy, except for the Community Shield, because that's actually not even played with professional rules of the sport. But every major trophy matters to me, and I like the Carabao Cup. If it wasn't for injuries, we probably could go deep in the tournament and potentially win it. Now, I won't use that as an excuse, however. The club did not do their job in the summer. Really, the club should have bought Zubimendi or Bruno Guimaraes or anyone else as a defensive midfielder. I was saying it, I said it in the summer. Go back to my summer videos. I was not happy with Gundogan back because I did not believe that he'd be sufficient. Now, Gundogan, sure, on a sentimental level, I love to have him back. But Gundogan alone did not fix our midfield problems. And that's quite evident now, isn't it? I also said that we needed a right back and an extra striker. And just if we had an extra right back and an extra striker, I could be 10 times more confident in this game. We have neither of those. Our depth in the wings is great, but we are very unlucky with injuries there. But I mean, it's a self-made disaster here for Pep Guardiola. We are top of the league, but we do have a lot of systematic issues, so it's not like we're very comfy. I think we'll lose probably 3-0 against Tottenham, if I'm being very realistic here. So that's it for me, not very optimistic. Tell me down below if you agree, disagree. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps the channel out a ton. And get me to 500. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.